So today we are swimming a 100 hundreds. Now, if you don't know what this is, 100 hundreds, it is exactly what it says on the tin. You do 100 lots of 100 meters off a set time, a set interval. So I'm doing it in an organised event today. We're heading down to Brighton Sealanes, nice 50-meter ladder on the beachfront. We're one of 3 lanes that's going to be doing it all next to each other. I'm in the 2-minute lane, which I'm quite excited about. I think that should be nice and relaxing. It should mean that I get about 15 to 20 seconds rest after each 100. And people do these 100 hundreds. They're pretty good training events. They're really good over winter and over spring for building up volume before you can get open water here in the UK. So people do them a lot as training. They're also a really good way to do a 10K distance for the first time. A 10K is a marathon in swimming. A 10K is the equivalent of a marathon. So by doing 100 hundreds, you are doing the marathon swim in little bite-sized chunks. And mostly you'll be doing this as an organised event. You'll be doing it with other people. So it's a really nice social way to tick off your first marathon or to do a really big chunky training swim. And it means that you get to work with the other people in your lane. Now, I know a couple of the ladies that are going to be in the lane with us today. So there is going to be Coralie, who is one of my coach swimmers, and Bryony, who is a friend that I've also had a couple of coaching calls with. So I think it's going to be a good day. I'm really excited for it. I don't necessarily feel like I've done enough training, but I always say that. So, say hi, Chino. He's so happy. He loves being on camera. So as I was saying, I'm not 100% sure that I have trained enough for this. I always say that, but I always do it. I always do the same thing because in my head I'm like, oh, it's only a marathon. It's only a 10K. I can always do a 10K. And so I don't train for it. And then I get to the 10K and I have put the fear of God in myself. But anyway, so we have robe, nice red microfiber robe. Because it's open water, it's outside in April, so I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to get too cold. We have, fancy AEC swim team, my own branded swim hats, obviously. My favourite goggles, Arena 1, there we go, because we're going to be outside, so anti-glare. And then, top tip if you're doing 100 hundreds, because it's a team event, because there are other people in your lane so you can draft, you're all working together to get the swim done. If you're struggling to make the intervals, use fins. If you're struggling to keep up with the rest of your lane, if you're finding that you're not getting enough rest, use fins and it will get you back in the draft and gets you back into the rest. So that's pretty much everything. That and some feeds, and we are good to go. we are back. There we go. Well, that was such a fun day. That was such a good day out. We had the best lane in our 2-minute lane. I've done a lot of 100s by this point. I've done a fair few, and it is very heavily dependent on, or how well the event goes, or how well the swim goes for you. Very heavily dependent on your lane, on how well people work together, on how much of a team event it is. And we had a fantastic lane. We had Jane, who did like a good half of the swim in a wetsuit off the front, doing her first ever 10K. She was absolutely fab. Really good crowd the rest of the lane. So it was just brilliant, and it was sunny, it was warm, it was lovely. Yeah, brilliant event. A lot of the advice I was giving to people on poolside, if it's your first 100s, or if you're a bit nervous about an upcoming event, is fuel early and fuel often. It is a marathon swim. You need to keep remembering that. It is a marathon swim. You need to fuel it like you would a marathon. So for me, I fuel every 30 minutes, and so that's what I do in 100s. I will fuel after every kilometre, and I'll just keep that going. So I'll have carbohydrates in a bottle and just keep sipping on it, and keep taking solids all the way through the event. So that's number one. Number two, work in a team, work with your lane. In swimming, you get such a benefit from drafting. You can get extra 10-12% of benefit, of speed, of efficiency and ease. So it makes it a lot more difficult for the person off the front. But if you're rotating that front swim around every kilometre, then everyone is working together like you would in cycling, like you would in a peloton. So one person's doing the work, dragging everyone else around with them, and then that person goes to the back and has a rest. And it will be a lot more fun for everyone involved if everyone works as a team like that. You make sure no one gets left behind. You're taking everyone along with you. You're looking out for everyone else in your lane. And sunscreen. Wear your sunscreen, folks. I use anything with a high zinc oxide percentage in. So Life Jacket Skin, SolRx, anything like that. Because you don't really need Sudocreme until you're doing the English Channel. But yeah, I would say if you're thinking about it, 100s is such a brilliant first marathon event, kind of almost an entry level marathon swim. If you're thinking about it, if there is a group or a team or a charity event nearby to you, just do it. Just sign up. What's the worst that's going to happen? You might do 40 or 50, you do 4 or 5K and then hop out. That's not a bad outcome. You'll still have done a half marathon. So yeah, I think they're absolutely brilliant events. I think everyone should do one. Go find one near to you. Go sign up. Yeah, I think that's the message. I think that's it. Go find one near to you, or I will see you at Sealanes when we do one in the autumn. All right.